Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks,
And this is,
and we are
the combination conversation.
reviewing Daredevil episode 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And obviously, if you like what you hear, I haven't said this in a long time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, all of that good stuff. But other than that, how did you feel about the episode?
It was a good episode. It wasn't the best one,
Yeah,
but I thought it was a good episode.
yeah, I hear you. Just like with any type of superhero movie or superhero in general, I always kind of feel like, how don't they know it's him? You know what I'm saying? I mean, Daredevil looks like Matt with a mask, especially with the beard. I mean,
Right?
it. I thought what was her name? The
Angela?
younger Angela.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna automatically know that was Matt as soon as she was recovering, talking about the crime scene. And but no,
But
you know what I'm saying?
she claims she had flashbacks. She looked
Yeah.
unconscious to me,
Yeah, I
but
thought Heather was gonna realize. I mean, she was asking him about his bruises and
right.
stuff. Daredevil clearly looks like Matt. Nope,
Yeah. But
nothing.
I don't think she had encountered him yet,
Yeah,
Daredevil, in
yeah,
person. You know
yeah.
what I
He's
mean?
never.
So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's always funny. I'm trying to think of a superhero or a vigilante where it's just like there is no idea you knew that it could be him. Maybe Spider-Man.
They
Spider-Man's a good
yeah,
one.
yeah, 'cause he got the full mask and stuff like that. Like even Batman got half his face
Yeah,
uncovered.
yeah, but nobody would think.
Superman's the obvious one. Oh,
Yeah,
glasses.
yeah.
Like
Oh my God.
like
Yeah, but no,
really?
I don't even think people would think Bruce Wayne would be Batman. I mean, if you think about it logically, yes, he's a billionaire. Who would have all of that technology? But when you think about it, you're like, really? A billionaire wanting to do that?
Yeah.
We don't see Mark Cuban out here in a suit, in an Iron Man
Hey,
outfit.
we don't know that. No.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, so that always kind of kills me. But yeah, I feel like what this episode was, it was really two stories, right? It was Kingpin side, and then it was really Matt's side.
Yeah, that's basically the whole season. It's basically they split this show. It's more
Yeah.
focused on both of them than just Daredevil.
Yes, yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. That is true. So I will give credit where credit's due. You said you thought the Muse was the guy that Heather saw at the book signing. You are correct, my friend. So salute you on that.
Happy New Year.
Exactly. It's so sad to be like Happy New Beer when it's like I have these little cups. All I want to do is just put alcohol and something else in here. We got to get some stouts. Um,
Right.
but yeah, so well, okay. Well, I guess we were just talking about the scene with Angela. It does open up with her, and I guess we can focus on Daredevil's story, and then we'll do
Yeah. It
this.
starts off with Fist finding out that the devil's back. And
Yes,
they tell him he's always back.
yeah. So he
He's
is
back.
a little bit worried,
I
right? He's a
don't know.
little
I feel
bit
like I don't know if he was
concerned.
worried or like excited. I
Oh,
kind
okay.
of like because like dealing with this mayor shit, you know what I mean? Now he gets to oh, he's back, like he got a little hard on or some shit.
Okay, okay. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And okay, so yeah, and we already discussed the Angela, the
Right.
Angela scene. The only significance of that is that she did mention that he has a lot of murals of faces. And
Right.
I even think when the scene kind of opens, is that Heather on the wall
I mean,
like that? Is
I mean, later on we find out it is, you
Yeah,
know what I
okay,
mean?
okay.
But possibly, but there was a lot of different ones. They had like a skull on fire, kind of like Ghost Rider, shit
Yeah,
like that. There was a couple weird ones too, but yeah.
yeah.
So, but yeah, later on they show like the different face, and one of them was like the perfect face of her. That's how Matt was able to find, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty damn tripped out. But
Yeah. And that
obviously,
was one of those you were able to rub a painting and figure out it was her. Like really? Like I don't know about that.
I
Like
yeah, what I felt like it was a specific canvas because I also
maybe.
was thinking the same thing. I was like, how is he able to detect, when, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm still trying to figure out, I felt like it, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, you could say what you want, but I really liked how he saw. So if there's like a rhythm, like
Yeah.
he can, map out how the
Yeah.
person looks and the details. So I was always fascinated, but yeah, you are right. It would yeah, that wouldn't. That's why when he did I noticed that when he did the whole thing, that specific picture was a little rough. Like it was like a,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That's the
still,
only thing I
yeah,
guess like they're trying to make it
yeah,
seem why he's extra sensory, but he just and they
yeah.
showed a flashback of her him rubbing her face and
Yeah, but I do agree with you. That don't really pass the smell test for me on that
right,
one. That
yeah.
was kind of like, okay. I mean, I,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
mm, maybe he should have just overheard Fisk saying that they know where he is, and he may be going to
Yeah,
his.
because the cops ended up finding the picture as well and realizing it was her,
Yeah,
Facial recognition says it's her.
exactly. So,
Yes.
maybe that would, but maybe they should have approached that. But
Yeah, they
obviously, we are going a little forward. The
yeah.
only thing, and I will say, to be honest, there are only a few things. Well, Master, this was a pretty simple episode. The only thing is, again, Heather does confront after they, Wang in the shower.
Yeah.
It's so funny because the blood is trickling down, and I'm thinking, like, man, are you gonna stop her from getting in the shower? Nope. And then she kind of looks at his back, and I guess this is the first time she's starting to notice. I don't know if they're new bruises or old bruises, but Matt should have old bruises anyway. I mean, Matt has been,
Thing.
yeah, so anyway, she just starts to notice him, just starts to, kind of give him the therapist
Yeah, she
treatment.
she believes there's self-inflicted wounds dealing with Foggy's death and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she starts going to therapist mode, which she doesn't like. And then at the end, she ends up saying, "I love you," which
Yeah.
was kind of out of nowhere. And he says it back, but like she's telling the truth because you hear the heartbeat, but we don't know if
Yes.
he's telling. We don't know if he's telling the truth.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. That is so true. So, and what I will say about Matt is he does agree with her. He just, obviously, it's like, you're Batman. You can't, you're a
Right.
superhero. You can't disclose who you are, and you're always gonna have these type of issues. And so later, in Matt's scene, he meets Cherry,
Yeah.
because Cherry is pissed.
He's upset that he put the suit back on. Yeah.
Yeah, and that but I think I do really love the fact that these vigilantes and superheroes are like, they're not perfect. And I do love the confrontation because I believe Cherry's just, hey, Foggy died, because of all of this. You haven't even gotten past that. I believe maybe if Matt would confront that, maybe Cherry would be a little bit better with him putting back on the suit. But since Matt hasn't even confronted really Foggy's death, I think personally that's why Cherry's on him, because it doesn't make entire sense to me. Like Angela needed to be saved. So it's like, what was I like, Matt? It's like, what was I supposed to do?
Right.
Obviously, Matt's still looking for the guy, and Cherry is just like, nah, I'm not helping you. And I like that line that Matt hit him with. I remember, man, you used to call me about him. I was like, ooh, that's like one of them WWE lines where it's like, oh, I can't believe he said that. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and I feel horrible for getting Matt's partner's name. You know her name,
Oh, uh,
black chick.
Karen? No, no, that's the other girl. I
Oh,
can't think of it
yes.
right now.
Yeah. Anyway,
So,
she does confront Cherry about it, and she does let him know, like, obviously something's going on between you two. And clearly Cherry knows, but she doesn't know that Matt is Daredevil. So she's just saying, hey, I want it to be a two-way street. We're a
right.
team. And she pretty much leaves it at that. Um, like we said, we already discussed the whole the whole
Yeah, yeah.
scene, and it leads Matt to Heather, which the
There's
fight we do real we I guess we should talk about Heather and I don't even know the boy's name. I forget the boy's name.
Um,
His muse. You have it
what's his
by
name? Yeah,
chance?
Bastion.
Okay, so Sebastian or Bastion?
Bastion. Yeah.
Okay, Bastion. So, Heather's, she's doing her thing. And he is talking to her at the same time as the cop is talking to Fisk about who they think the suspect is.
But yeah, Angie Kim.
Yeah, I love me some Angie Kim, man. I love me some Angie Kim. And basically what we find out about Bastion is he's had a little bit of a troubled life. He has been in the mental hospital at least three different occasions, starting at 15, I believe, all the way up to like early 20s. His parents forced him to take Taekwondo,
Yep.
which is very, very interesting because, obviously my son is in Little League and, this year he was kind of like, do I really have to go again? I'm like, really? You were so good last year. He's like, okay, and now he loves it again.
Yeah.
And but it seems like his parents, I could imagine a kid just getting his butt whooped in like combat sports and
And
parents
apparently
forcing you, you got to get back in there. But
then he eventually kills his instructor.
yes,
Yeah.
how does that happen? Especially like why? And first of all, why would you even invite the instructor to live with you guys? That's what it seemed like they did. And I was because at first I was like, oh, did he touch the boy? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And that's why he killed. That's what I was thinking. I'm not even gonna
No.
lie.
He was
But
bizarre, like because it probably was like it wasn't even like a class, it was just like a one-on-one instruction.
that's
That's why he was living with them. So it was like he was focused hard as hell on just him.
that is wild to put a kid through. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like even like babysitters and nannies who live at the crib and like you're gone most of the day, that even has effect on kids. Could you imagine if like you had a karate instructor living with you by
Right.
like 9?
And you gotta wake up every morning at 6 a.m.
Like, well,
ready to
what's the
start.
when you watch the show, the Karate Kid show.
Mhm.
Could you imagine like cause Logan just saw Karate Kid first one for the first time 2 days
Okay.
ago and he was and the other instructor, like not Mr. Miyagi, but the other one. Could you imagine if he was living with you?
Right? That guy, yeah.
He'd be like, kill the bunny. Kill the
Right?
bunny.
No mercy.
I know.
No mercy.
But yeah, and apparently, because and you remember last episode, I was like, this guy seems like he can't, like, how in the world can he fight? You remember what I was saying? I was
Yeah.
like,
Maybe not even that. If he knew how to fight one thing, but how is he able to take those hits?
yeah,
Like if he ain't got powers like that. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, yeah. At least they try in this episode. He is very good in Taekwondo,
Right.
and they duked it out. Obviously, it starts slow, then he starts trickling blood. Heather is starting to find out,
Yeah, he
and he
uses his
paints
bloody
the
nose to
face.
paint the face of the muse and then
Yeah,
basically attacks her.
yep. She wakes up without any bruises on her face. I at least wanted to see a little bruise because he bam straight on the wall. I wanted to see something, but I do see some when he splits. I was like, ugh,
Oh yeah.
when he slide, and I thought he was going
I
all the way
know.
down. I'm like, bro,
I know
stop, like
some people were like,
stop.
this is Disney.
I know,
How are they showing this on
I
Disney?
know. It's so funny too because since I got the NordVPN now, I log into Disney, so I got like live sports on there now. It's weird. And now they're just it don't even say MA anymore. It's just like this is for adults. Have fun. Like, okay, no
All right.
TM, no TVMALV
No, this is for adults.
QZX. But yeah, and like the police are on their way because they have the address. Daredevil Matt comes through the window like Batman. I'm just gonna keep referencing Batman. And like we say, they duke it out. And for all intents and purposes, the fight was
Oh yeah.
amazing. It was really good. And the only thing I want to backtrack on a little bit, uh, Heather did let Matt know you're gonna have to choose. Like if you continue acting like the way you're acting right now, you're gonna lose a lot of things, including me. And that was why she probably told him she loved him. So all this is happening. She puts 3 shots in Muse,
Yeah.
and I'm like, she's dead. When he's just, kind of calmly slapping her face, I'm like, oh, that was what he lost. Oh, it makes perfect sense now. Oh, like, oh,
Nope.
future tense, hindsight, like this is what he lost, type of thing. But no, she survives.
Nope.
And she says she thinks with looking Matt dead in his face with the beard, not knowing that that's Daredevil, I think he knew my name. And I'm just like, come on.
Like really, two plus
But
two. You know?
I know, man, I know. But it was a really good scene. And as she turns up the TV, she noticed that no credit has been taken. Obviously, they're not going to say Daredevil saved them, but what we find out is the task force claims the victory. They hold the mask up. Kingpin does a nice little speech and said, I said I was going to get something done. Boom, I did. And so now we can, talk about Fisk. And I'm assuming is old boy still alive, just got his ass whooped in the previous episode that he has in prison, like his wife's lover. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like,
he's still alive. Yeah.
yeah, he just got that ass whooped and just had to take it and get back in jail. Oh, because I was expecting to see him a little bit, but he didn't appear at all.
No.
So
Next, that's the next episode.
oh, okay, 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 okay.
You
All
haven't
right.
watched it at all, okay?
Yeah, I haven't watched it at
Yeah,
all.
that
So
that episode is way better.
okay, okay, cool, cool. That's good to know. Maybe if I can watch it tonight. I have C2E2 tonight, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch it tonight, but I don't even know if you're available tomorrow morning. But maybe I
I'm
should
not.
try.
I gotta watch clothes tomorrow.
Oh, okay, okay, cool. Oh, you could always do it at the laundry.
Really? In my
Yeah,
car?
I know, and then people be coming in the back and be like, "Oh, what you reviewing? Oh, I like that show."
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Let's get
be all
back to
Spanish, be all Mexicans in there. They all like, ¿qué
hey,
eso? No, ¿qué tú
hey,
estás?
hey,
No, no,
hey,
¿qué
hey,
estás haciendo? No, no.
all of a sudden, you have a whole like YouTube fan page and shit. Reviews at laundromats across Chicago.
This guy. Bubba Land. No.
Oh man. Okay, okay. So where are we starting with Fist? Like you said, it did begin with him. But where you want to go when we talk about the Fist story?
Hmm. There
Um,
was a scene with Fisk and Buck, but I can't remember what they were talking about.
oh
I
yeah,
just wrote Fisk and Buck.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, that was actually pretty much one of the first scenes with them
Right.
because they're talking about Luca, basically.
Okay. Okay.
Luca is having issues because they were taxing Luca because he was doing reckless things. I don't know if
Right.
he was stepping over another person's territory, but
That's
I
what it
know he
seemed like.
was,
That's why
yeah,
they told him to pay that guy $2 million. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Because you fucked him over, and you want you guys supposed to be the same, equal or whatever.
Yes,
You know.
and him and Buck and Fisk actually have, I think, 2 conversations. One where he's talking about, so it is Daredevil, that is what they're saying, and the other one talking about Luca and Buck telling him like, "Hey man, you're the mayor right now. You got way bigger obligations than some hoodie, in a neighborhood that claiming a couple of blocks. Like you got." Power and you're not about that life anymore. And
No.
then Fisk looks at him and he says, do you remember the first time I hired you, what I told you? And he said, yeah, I do things asymmetrical. And I should have looked up what that meant because Asen, do you by chance? I can't offhand. Asen, he was just like, I'm asymmetrical. And it
Yeah,
really,
I know what it means, but I don't want to get it wrong. Let me see.
okay, okay. You can confirm, but yeah, and actually the scene just
Yeah,
pretty much ends.
it has two sides that don't match. Yeah.
So how could he use that as a strategy Two sides that don't match. Oh, I guess he's saying basically you're a mayor and you shouldn't be doing this gangster stuff. You can't
Yeah.
be half in, half out.
Yep.
Okay. Kind of like what I remember in Boardwalk Empire when old boy told Nucky, it's a shame that I don't remember the main character's name that Nucky packed in the face. Spoiler, but he tells Nucky, hey Nucky, you can't be a half gangster. Either you're in or you're out.
Yeah.
I forget the name.
No,
Jimmy.
no, it's
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Is it what it is?
I think
Yeah.
it was
It's been a
Jimmy.
while.
Yeah.
It's been so
Yeah,
long,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, yeah,
We watched
Jimmy.
so
I
many
think
things since then,
yeah,
man. I'm
yeah,
surprised you
right.
remember
Man.
Nucky.
Yeah, I like Nucky Thompson. Yeah,
And then
he was a memorable character. But anyways,
and then Vanessa ends up meeting with Luca.
yes, exactly. And what's so funny is it's like, Luca, you dumb. Like, although Vanessa could very well be feeling that type of way, she is still married to the kingpin,
Right.
Fisk, and he is the mayor. You really think she about to go against him right now? Just trying to kill this man like this? At least try to set him up in politics or something. Play the long game, my dude. Nah, you just want to whack him. And even she doesn't even agree. She's just like, are you telling me to step aside or are you telling me you need my help? And he just says, that's up to you. Um, Ooh, Ito, I don't know if you just went out, but I don't hear you.
You don't hear me?
And now I hear you. Okay, I
Oh.
didn't know if you were just whispering like,
Yeah, yeah,
or
I
talking.
was just like kind of just like going with
Oh,
you.
okay, my bad, my bad. I was like, oh my God, you went out, you went out. But yeah, and that is when we said our girl, the police woman. I can't believe I forgot her name already.
Angie
Uh,
Kim.
Kim.
Angie.
She is telling Fisk at the same time as Bastion is talking to the Heather.
Heather, yeah.
And he basically tells her, hey, the task force is gonna handle it from here. And she does
Yeah,
kind of give him this look.
because she finds a piece of canvas with blood
Hmm.
on it, and it turns out that was Muse's suit. Muse's suit was made out of canvas, which is pretty
Yes.
cool. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
You know, so
and
that's
too
how they were able
tricky.
to find. Yeah, that's how they were able to find them.
Exactly. So the task force is heading there, and so far, they ain't really done nothing shield like. I'm waiting for that moment where they're just like beating up suspects or like get the F out of here or something. You got to give me something because right now they are random, ordinary police with just bad rap sheets that I haven't seen yet. I'm waiting for that grimy. Come on now. Give me that DC grimy with these
This
police
guy.
officers, okay? But
Oh,
you know,
next episode. No.
okay. But but yeah, so Fisk comes in after he sees the aftermath, and I like how Muse is like still there. It's like y'all haven't taken this dude out yet,
Right.
and he's just laying down. And it seems like even Fisk kind of just sits down on the floor or maybe a chair. He's pretty big, so I couldn't imagine he's sitting on the floor. But anyway, he tells I forget the specific officer's name, but
Powell.
I'm sorry.
Powell.
Oh, okay. Powell, he tells him, hey, Daredevil didn't do this, or Heather didn't kill him. You guys did. You guys handled this. And that is what we see on the TV that Heather is
Right.
looking
Because
at.
Angie told him it was Bastion, but Powell, I guess, was the one that found a picture of Heather, and he's the one that said, "Oh, Heather's a target." Told Fisk, and that's when that happened.
Yes.
Yeah, it was funny. That's when he was in the lair, saw the pictures, and as soon as they walk out, fucking Daredevil drops in. You
Yeah,
know,
I know. I like
That was
that.
straight comic-y. That was straight comic-y. Like as soon as they
Yeah,
walk out the door, like doop, doop, ups down.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah. That
and then
Batman-esque.
Powell's catches him. Hey, he just knocks his ass out.
I know, boom, like pops him right in the face. I'm like, brain damage. Ooh, like Jesus. He's like, fuck. Even he says it. He's so jumpy. That is kind
Right.
of funny. And then later we see Vanessa give Luca an address saying that Fisk is alone. And it's so funny how, like, I don't know if it's just food etiquette or the way that Fisk eats. It is so
I know,
Like
right?
it's your like it reminds me of like Inglorious Bastards. Do you remember that dinner scene with the old girl there and the old boy is eating like the dessert and he's
Yeah.
eating it so like this is when like the actor gets so into their character where there's like this is how this person eats.
Yeah.
And it's just and old girl is just terrified at the table and he goes, wait for the cream. He's just eating it, and it's like so fucking obnoxious. And the Fiscus, he's just,
Oh, you kind
yeah,
of froze for a second.
yeah. Oh, my bad, my bad. Yeah, I was getting hyped.
That's
The
it.
video was like, calm down, calm down. But yeah, it just the way he eats is very, very weird and interesting at the same time. Uh, my boy from Criminal Intent is getting it in. I'm so happy for Vincent. All right, I am ecstatic for him. I've been waiting for him to get on this level for a while.
Right, right.
Uh, but yeah, other than that, I
But
like
yeah,
you said, I like.
the only
Go ahead.
other part was Daniel threatening BP.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
full
basically,
Tony Soprano moment,
right.
like his
A lot
dad.
of people they were kind of making fun of him too because it's like how he was acting, like rubbing his ring, like get your
Yeah,
big mafia face out of
yeah, because he does look like
hey,
it.
you know,
He does kind of obviously he is starting to look more like a politician to me. And
Mhm.
maybe that has something to do with the camera, when it comes
Yeah.
to,
I don't know with him. I see immaturity all the
yeah, you
time.
still
It's like
see
I
it.
can't take it serious, something
This
like that.
this
You
was the
know,
first time where that shifted a little
a
bit. When I
little
say a
bit,
little
but
bit, I'm
even
like
then, it was just
5%.
like I was like, maybe just smack his ass. What the fuck, like, like bitch.
Yeah, yeah, and he is right though. You started it. BB,
Yeah,
she was starting it. She knew what she was doing. She's like, hey, the game is the game. Okay, you really want to play this game? Now you're in the game. You can either be independent and have a shitty life and get what you
yeah.
get,
She got her
or
reasons. She got her
it,
reasons.
yeah, yeah. So it's definitely interesting. Stop playing so many fucking breadcrumbs. All right.
She got
But
her
yeah.
reasons.
All right, all right. I give this a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
didn't think it
Yeah,
was bad. I didn't think it was over the top. I thought it was a good
yeah. It was a
episode.
good episode. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was solid. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks,
and this is Zito,
and we are.
the Carbonation Conversation.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you for episode. Is it eight? It's eight, right?
Yeah, eight's
Is that
next.
the finale?
No, nine. There's 9 episodes.
All right. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. That's good. And then we're gonna be doing The Last of Us. I'm got to make sure. Let's see if Mo's gonna join us. Because if he can't, I mean, I know you can't do them on Sunday. They drop Sunday nights,
They
and that's
drop
what I was.
Sunday night, and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
watch it Sunday night.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm most likely not either. Not unless we get some good traction, and then I can push you.
Shit, I
Like,
mean,
You see all these? You
shit.
see
By the
all these
time it comes
views?
on, I'm gonna be drunk. Well,
Oh well, yeah. Well,
half the time
that.
drinking on Sunday.
Yeah,
So
well, sure, I'm probably just gonna be tired and stuff, to be honest. But you know what? That gives us a week. That gives us an actual week to do more prep because The Last of Us kind of have more details here. So maybe we'll actually be taking more
does it
notes.
come out next
Uh,
week? It comes out.
does it?
I'm
I
asking
need
you.
to
Do you know? Oh,
need to. I don't know. I will need to
I
confirm
thought
that.
that's why you just said they said, "Oh, we still got a week to." I was like,
No,
"Oh,
well,
so it comes out the
no,
next
well,
week."
I meant from Sunday, like from Sunday to like a Friday or a Saturday morning, stuff like that.
Oh, to record.
Yeah, to record, that's what I meant about like taking more notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But yeah, all right, man. Guys, don't drink and drive.
we can buy.
Peace.
I'm trying to look.
Go ahead, look. Why stop camera?